Good. Right. So for those of you watching back on record, today we are going to use a stronger band if you've got one for the roll downs, if you want to try the variations. Thicker foam block for the roll downs, small head cushion, and the mat. So we're going to work through a little bit more upper body stretching, a little bit more upper body work today as well. I think we're going to start off with a bit of core work as ever though. So let's start with your feet together. Turn your toes out, bring your heels out. And just take a second to let your toes spread out onto the floor. So you can feel big toe, second, third, fourth, and little toe gently spreading out. And try and think about the underneath of your feet being soft. Just let them relax into the base of support. And then gradually, with your nice, soft, relaxed feet, think about lengthening up through your ankles, your knees, your hips, the back of your ribs, through your shoulders, and then coming up through the top and back of your head and your neck. So grow millimetre by millimetre, just gently lengthening up. And as your spine is stretching away and as your head is coming up to the ceiling, just be aware of anything that you're holding tight at all today, anything that just feels a bit stiff and maybe isn't relaxing as the rest of the body is. And start to focus on the breathing through the side and back of the rib cage. And on the out breath, any of those areas that you feel maybe a little bit tight, just see if you can get them to loosen and drop away. So your spine is lengthening away, we've got soft feet at the bottom, spine is gradually lengthening, and then everything else is melting down towards the mat. So your shoulders dropping away from your ears, elbows and hands going floppy, back, big muscles at your back just gently relaxing, and then legs and thighs relaxing as well. So tilt your pelvis backwards and forwards, find the middle position. And then from here, we're going to gently press your hands back to the middle, glide up and down. Press back to the middle, glide up and down. Just say I'm glad this live link worked actually. I had one, I've not done the whole booking for 6 weeks off the one thing yet, so I forgot to say that. Glad it's worked. So gliding up, relax, press back and down. Up, press back and release. Okay, so we're going to go for 3 more. Just start to open out a little bit more if you want to. 2, 3. Okay, from there we're going to go into upper back warm up. So you're going to roll the shoulders backwards. I'm going to have my palms facing me today and just stretch gently away and then roll your chin down towards your chest. So just to the middle of the shoulder blades, no lower. Take a breath in at the bottom, and then as you breathe out, scoop your arms forward, reaching up, control the ribs. We're going to start looking forward on this one, controlling the ribs, so just stretching out through the shoulders, circle round and then come back and repeat. So roll the shoulders backwards, press away, palms facing you, gently rolling down, chin towards your chest. Breathing in at the bottom of the movement. And then as you breathe out, scoop the arms forward, control the ribs, stretching up. Pause at the top and circle round. Okay, same again. This time at the top, we're going to go up onto tiptoes, so reaching up, rising up, holding at the top of the movement and gently coming over to your left and coming back and to your right and coming back. Let's do one more to either side. And then bring the heels down and circle back round. Okay, one more. So we're going to roll backwards, stretch the hands forward, gently looking down, chin towards chest. We'll hold this for a breath in at the bottom. And then out breath, you're going to lift up again. Book balanced on your head. So at the top, reach hands as high as you can so the shoulders come up around the ears, and then gently bring the shoulders down away from your ears. Ribs controlled, and we're going to turn through your breastbone and your nose to the left, coming back, and then repeat to the right. Coming back through the middle, repeat once more. To the left, and then coming round and repeat to the right. Back to the middle, heels down, circle back round, good. Okay, so feet hip width apart, we're going to soften the knees and come into our side bend. So reaching up from here, shoulders down away from your ears, and you're looking up towards your middle finger. Your right arm, remember, is heavy with the shoulder down away from your ear. Look down and away, and we're going to circle, and then we're going to carry on the circle with the other arm to switch sides. Again, at the top, just check your position, shoulders down away from your ears, looking up towards your middle finger. And then we circle across as you look down and away. So it's a dynamic movement. We're just going to pause at the top, and then you can almost follow, you can almost reverse the movement by starting to turn through the head and letting the arm follow. So your nose is really following your kind of middle finger, or your middle finger is following your nose. Okay, one more to either side. And last one. And then slowly come back down. Good, give your arms a shake. So, from here we'll start to loosen up your ankles. So, we're going to, what are we doing? got a blank. We're keeping the heels down, we're softening your knees, and we're going to float your hands forward, that's what we're doing. And then we're pressing back. So from the side, heels, bum, head and shoulders back in a straight line, and then press back. So not coming into a lunge on this one, chest isn't coming over the knees, we're just straight and then push back up. Control the ribs, control your spine. On the way up here, we're going to squeeze through your glutes, so finish up in a neutral position, pushing the hips forward slightly though. So starting to wake up through the glutes as your knees are softening and your ankles are moving. Okay, good. Now we'll add in some foot movements. So on your next one, you're going to lift your left heel, press the heel down, lift the right heel, press the heel down, left, right, left, right, left, right, keep it going. Again at the top, see if you can squeeze your glutes. And one more either side, and then we're going to go into double heel lift. So last one on the left, and then double heel lift. And then press back. At the bottom, you can pause for a second, and then press back, squeeze your glutes. So we pause there, and then we pause there. Okay, so soften, squeeze, control the ribs, squeeze your glutes. Soften, squeeze. So a little bit of balance at the bottom, trying to keep steady, and then squeeze your glutes at the top. Okay, 3 more. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to hold, and then we're going to add in arm reaches if you're able to. If not, you can just press your arms back into the middle, otherwise we're going to lift the arms up and then press back down. Lift the arms up, press back down. 3 more. 3, can feel my calves working. 2, and the thighs. 1 more. Okay, come back up, push the heels down, squeeze your glutes, give your ankles a little shake. Okay, from here we're going to go into side pliés. So from here, first couple, just get the knees and feet used to the movement. So feet are quite wide, kneecap second or third toe. We're keeping straight, so imagine a line from your nose to your belly button. On the way back up, you're squeezing your glutes behind you. So just soften and then squeeze. Okay, then we're going to add in the arm movements. So first one, we're just going to come out and then come back up. And then come out and then back up. One more, then we're going to add in the side bends. So hold at the bottom. We're going to take your left hand to your knee, bend over. We're going to reach over towards the left, keeping the which heel's out, your right heel down. Okay, circle across you, come back up, come out again, over, reach, circle, come back up. Good. Okay, most of you are familiar with it, so you're all looking good. Okay, over, circle, back up, out, and over, circle, back up. So last few, let's see if we can make it as smooth and flowing as possible. Just make sure those heels are on the floor. Okay, one more to the side. So coming over to the right and over to the left and back up to the middle. Good work. Okay, so we have got the one leg lean. So from here we're starting, I'm going to have to focus on here or I'm going to be falling over on this one. So we're going to bring your left knee up with your hands pressed back. Let me come off my mat. Okay, and then, so first of all on this one, we're working your balance. So if you find this challenging, then you might just want to hold this position, okay? If you're okay with that, you can then switch your arms and your legs. Imagine you've got a book on your head that you're balancing. So we're just keeping your torso absolutely still. Okay, if you're okay from there, we're then going to add in a lean through the body as well. But just work at the level of balance that you're comfortable with. And then coming forward, push your hips forward at the top. I can tell that I haven't demonstrated for this one for a while. I find it challenging. Okay, we're going to go for 3 more. So 1, pull back up, 2, come back up, last one, 3, come back up, just lost it at the end there, oh, calf still in that one. Okay, good, so let's go on to the other side. So again, just work at the level you're happy with. If you just want to practice balance in here, if that's challenging, then that's fine. No falling over, no injuries. And then we can switch hands and legs. Keeping the book balanced on your head. Okay, and then if you want to, you can start to take it into the forward lean and then pulling back up. I don't know which leg I'm shakiest on today, so lose it. Okay, focus. Okay, so we're going to do 3 more after this one. So off we go. 1, 2, and 3. And back up. Good. Oh, definitely feeling the legs there. Give them a shake. Let's go for a calf stretch. So left leg forward, right leg back. You can't see my front foot, but feet absolutely straight and about hip width apart. Long line from the back of your heel all the way through to the top of your head, and then reaching up, and then gently side bending away up through your middle fingers, all the way down through to the back of your heel. And then slowly coming back up to the middle. Good, and then we're going to change sides again. So feet hip width apart, or as ever, check your back foot. Nose always nag you on this one. All the way from your heel, long line up through to the top of your head, reaching through your fingers, and then gently side bending away, holding where you're comfortable. Okay, chance to slow your breathing a little bit and just try and let your feet relax into the floor. And then slowly coming back to the middle. Good. Okay, let's go for 3 roll downs today. So feet hip width apart, nice and straight, breathing in to prepare. Roll down number 1, slowly chin coming down towards your chest, releasing through your shoulders and your shoulder blades, through your middle back, through your lower back, coming down to where you're comfortable this morning. Add in your arm circles and reverse them. Breathing in at the bottom to hold, and then breathe out, scoop back underneath you. Coming back up in standing 1 level at a time, palms forward, bring your hands back, and then gently lifting your breastbone up to the sky. Breathing in at the top to hold, and then breathing out for roll down number 2. So again, just see how the spine's feeling today, coming down as you're comfortable. Breathing in at the bottom, adding your arm circles. Breathe out, relax the tension through your head, neck and shoulders. Okay, 1 more breath in, and then breathing out with scoop back underneath you. So any shoulder problems, just keep your hands low. Otherwise, we're going to go hands up above your head, shoulders down away from the ears. Really try and straighten through your elbows, and then bring your hands back as far as is comfortable, controlling the ribs. And then gently we just look up and lift the breastbone just a little. Breathing in at the top, and then breathing out, circle round. So coming down, roll down number 3, 1 level of your spine at a time. Nice and relaxed in your own time on this one. So arm circles at the bottom. And then when you're ready, slowly coming down onto the mat in your own time. Grab a drink if you need to. Let's get this set up. Okay. So we're going to start on our fronts today with your small head cushion. Okay, so we start off with a little bit of stretch through the upper back, and then we go on to make it a little bit harder. So forehead on the cushion, we're going to go arms quite wide, so elbows shoulder height, palms down. So from if you struggle with your arms here, if you've got any shoulder problems, then you might want to work on some small lifts just with your hands down at your side here, and modify some of the lifts maybe by coming up onto your elbows, for example. See what you can do. Otherwise, we're going elbows wide, hands down. We're going to start by breathing in to prepare, and as you breathe out, just let your shoulders drop, your shoulder blades just to relax. Gently pushing your hips towards the mat, nod your nose down. So this time we're going to breathe in to prepare, we're going to breathe out and set the shoulder blades and hover your forehead and your breastbone off the mat. So breathing in to hold, and then breathing out to slowly come back down. Let the shoulders relax, let the shoulder blades relax, breathing in to hold. So breathe out, set the shoulder blades and hover. Breathing in, and then breathing out to come back down. Breathe in to hold. So let's repeat a few of these first of all, just to wake up the upper back, thinking about the area below your neck, between your shoulder blades. So just to check on this one, our wrists and elbows are down at the moment. At the top of the movement here, we're controlling the head, so just check the head's not forward, we're bringing it back. But also just check you're not lifting your nose up too much. So we're nodding the nose down still a fraction. Trying to move through the shoulder blades and not just through the neck and not just through the lower back. Okay, now if you're okay on that one, we're going to go into the cobra. So you can bring your hands forward a little, above your head that is. And then as you lift up, hands, palms stay down, elbows straighten to lift up. Again, really focusing on getting the area between your shoulder blades moving. Hips are gently pushed into the floor. So again, we're trying to control the lower back a little. There will be some movement in the lower back, but really trying to get the upper back to do its fair share of the work. And at the bottom of the movement, so breathing in at the top to hold. As you come down at the bottom, you're just going to relax those shoulder blades again. Practice setting them as you reach up. Okay, if you're okay from there, you can bring your hands back towards your shoulders a little bit further. And we're going to do 3 more. So breathing out to lift up, breathing in to hold, breathing out to come back down. Number 2. And number 3. Okay, good. So from here, just coming up into a shell stretch, just to reverse the curve, sitting back to where you're comfortable today. And then coming back onto your front again. So this time I'm going to get rid of my head cushion because I'm going to have my fingertips under my forehead. And on this one, so again, variations on this one, if you find this one a bit heavy, you can do hands down by your side, stretch your hands towards your feet and hover, and at the same time, you can lift your breastbone and forehead, and then coming back down, okay? If you want to do that one with your hands under your forehead, then you can. So breathing in to prepare, breathing out to hover, breathe in to hold, and then breathe out to come back down again. relaxing the shoulders. So on the out breath, shoulder blades set, hover, breathe in at the top, and then breathe out to come back down, and repeat. So you have to work quite hard through the hips on this one, gently pushing your hips into the floor. To control the lower back. Again, focusing on the area between your shoulder blades. Or on the next one, if you want to, we're going to add in the arms into your letter T, and then back and down. So opening out through the shoulders, stretching through the front of the chest. Okay, 2 more. So breathe out to lift, breathe in to hold as we go letter T, breathing out to come back down, breathe in to hold, breathe out to lift, in, and then out to come back down. Last one. Good. Okay, back up into shell stretch again. Let's vary this one slightly. We'll go wrists together, elbows together. As you sit back, just check that the wrists don't pop up. Check that the elbows don't start to come apart. And again, just hold to where you're comfortable. You should get a little bit more of a stretch through your lats and through your shoulder blades on this one. My elbows are popping apart, so just check yours aren't too. Okay, and then coming back onto your front, so we're going to do one more set. We're going to go up to the full version of breaststroke this time. If you know that's a bit too challenging, then stick at one of the previous levels. So you might just work on the lifts with your arms down, just a little bit of stretch. You've got arms down by your side, or you can carry on with the T position. So full version breaststroke. Remember, all these should be completely pain-free. Just hard work maybe. So you're going to breathe out to hover, breathe in to hold. So you're going to breathe out to push the arms away, we're still hovered, and then breathe in as you come up. So as if you're breathing out to push through the water, breathing in to come back up out of the water. Breathe out to push away, and breathe in as you come up. So quite challenging this one, there's a lot going on. You really need very good shoulder movement. Any shoulder problems, probably not the best one to do. You need good control through your upper back and movement there. And you need good strength and stability through your lower back. So again, if you get tired or it feels too strenuous, please stop and go back to one of the previous levels. 2 more. So breathing out, push away, breathe in to come back up. The last one. Okay, good work. So coming back up, shell stretch again. Right hand to the right side of the mat, left hand on top of the right. And change sides. Okay, so head cushion back in place. While we're on our fronts, we do a couple of leg variations to stretch out through your hips as well. So you can either have your hands by the side of your head again, or you can have them underneath your hips if you're a little bit feedback with what your lower back and your hips are doing in this position. Remember, if you push your hips into the floor, so your tailbone goes down towards your heels a little, then you get a little bit of a gap between your fingers and the floor, and we're trying to keep that gap the same. So number one, we're just going to reach through one leg and hover, trying to work through your glutes, trying to keep your back nice and quiet and hips stable on this one. And repeat on the other side. So knee stays as straight as possible. Toes are pointed. And we're just checking that as you lift that you're not dropping down on one side and then the other side. We're trying to keep it as stable as possible through your middle. So you can breathe out to lift, breathe in to lower, breathe out to lift, breathe in to lower. If you're fine with the control around your middle and you're happy with that, you can either have hands here or you can go hands up above your head, which give you a nice little stretch at the same time. So really think about long limbs on this one. So all the way through your fingertips, all the way through your toes, as you're lifting from one side to the other. Okay, one more either side. So reach and down, reach and down. Okay, same position with the arms or hands down by your side again, whichever one you prefer. Let's just go for alternate knee bends, just to stretch out over the front of the thigh before we add in the lifts with a bent knee. So just nice and easy knee bend from one side to the other again, just focusing on your lower back being as still as possible, front of your hips being stable, making these nice and smooth. Okay, one more each side. And then we're going to go into the bent knee at 90 degrees with a small lift through the thigh. And we're just going to do one leg at a time on here. So choose a leg, any leg, and we're going to go for 10 lifts on either side. So smooth, breathe out, and then breathe into lower. Again, having to work hard by pushing the hips forward into the mat. Always a bit tricky on this one because we can't see your foot. To keep your knee at 90 degrees, it's quite easy for the knee to start dropping a bit lower. So just be aware of that. Okay, last two. And back down. Good work. And then let's change legs. So onto the other leg, breathing into fair, breathe out to lift, and into lower. Just over halfway. Last three, 2, 1. Okay, good. Coming back down from there. Let's go onto our backs for a second and just stretch out the legs. So we're going to hug one knee in towards your chest and then the other leg away down the floor. And then slowly change sides. So just loosen up through the hips. And the leg that's out straight, you'll be stretching through your hip flexors as well. Okay, good. So, onto our backs now, small head cushion in position. Feet hip width apart. Find neutral through your pelvis, soften down through the ribs. And let's go for some lower tummy work. So you're going to float right leg tabletop and back down. Left leg tabletop and back down. So just start off with some nice easy marching just to get ourselves focused in this position. And this is, if you get tired, this is the one you're going to come back to, okay? It's going to come back to this level. So if you're okay here, we're going to go right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, leave with the right, and then leave with the left. Okay, just to get ourselves focused. Check again your shoulders are down away from your ears, your nose is nodded down. Ribs are soft. Hands aren't gripping on the floor, so hands are soft as well. You just have to remember which leg to lift first. Okay, so if you're okay from there, we're going to go double tabletop. And then double tabletop. So if you're not okay there, you're going to carry on with what you were doing. Okay, I'll get back to the easy level. From here, double tabletop, taps and back, taps and back. And then if you want to add in a bit of a challenge with the arms, you can either keep the arms here, or we can take one arm over your head and come back. So opposite arm, opposite head. Opposite head? Opposite arm, opposite leg. Okay, so I'm going to count down from 10 and then give you a mini break, and then we're going to do a second set. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, good. So mini stretch, you're going to have arms overhead, legs stretched away. What you do, I'm just going to check time quickly. Yeah, that's good. 2/3 of the way through, we've got loads of time. So control the ribs, stretch the arms out. And then come back to the middle. Okay, so we're going to go for a second set. Just a thought, actually, if you're getting tired on these and you're struggling today, maybe just come down into some simple leg slides. So keeping the foot on the floor. You can come back to these, and you can then if we're still going and you're bored, you can add in some little knee drops from one side to the other. Okay, so you can aim for 10 leg slides, 10 knee drops. So otherwise up into tabletop again, and Going to start with the hands down again. We're going to go for the leg reaches. So reach and then fall back in. Reach and then fall back in. You reach in about 45 degrees. So actually I need to go a little bit higher, don't I? It's about there, and then back, and then there, and then back. So breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Okay, controlling the lower tummy, upper abs working a little bit, but shouldn't be going crazy. Again, remember you might need to think about almost imprinting into the sand in this position. Okay, and then from here we're going to add in arms as well. So opposite arm, opposite leg, and back. If you get tired, drop down to one of the previous levels or have a little break, have a little stretch. Breathing out, breathing in. Okay, so you can either keep working the leg at 45 degrees, coming back into tabletop, or you can stretch the leg a bit lower now. So we go into the full version of the dead bugs. But again, it needs to be pain-free. So you need to have quite good endurance and strength for this one. And we're going to count down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Well done. Bring your knees into your chest. So if you do the whole lot of those, well done. So I'm feeling that. Okay, gently taking your knees side to side. And then keep hold of your right knee and let your left leg stretch away. Repeat on the other side. Okay, and then just have a little stretch through there, through the hips. So feet together, let the knees turn out. Just let gravity take the knees towards the floor. Again, even here, keeping it neutral, softening through the ribs. Just take your shoulders, back of your head is relaxed. So as well as working the big muscles, we're also teaching them just to switch off and to relax when they don't need to be working. Okay, so feet hip width apart again. We do a little bit of upper ab work to finish with in this position. So again, either hands behind your head or down by your side, breathing in to prepare. And as you breathe out, you're going to curl forward, aiming your ribs towards your pelvis, and then breathing in to come back down. And repeat. So breathing out, if you lift up, in to come down. We're going to do 10 more. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, the last 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Really think about your head position, relax jaw, and then come back down. Good. Again, mini stretch again, arms out, legs away. And then when you're ready, you're going to come over onto your side and then bring yourself up into sitting, where we're going to do a little bit of work on the rollbacks. So again, just to remind you, your options are block or cushion that you're going to sit on, particularly if you get tight in your hip flexors. If you know you're just not 100% confident with this exercise, as I've shown you before, do it sitting on a chair, so that you'll be sat up a lot more upright on the chair, and then you're just going to roll backwards, scoop forward, and then come back up. I mean, it's a lot easier on your hip flexors actually if you can sit cross-legged. Just to do it cross-legged as well. Just don't go too far. You're only going to be doing a very small movement. So, first of all, hugging your knees if you're sitting in this position, sitting up tall, and then slouch down, so rolling through the lower back and mid back. Stretch up tall again, and then roll backwards again. Okay, and then coming back up tall in sitting, we raise your hands up to shoulder height. So from here, breathing in to prepare, and then as we breathe out, we're going to roll backwards, lower the hands, scoop, drop the chin to the chest, scoop back up to roll back up and restack. So we're going to breathe out as we roll backwards, and then breathe in to come back up to the middle. Breathe out, and then breathe in. So elbows stay straight. Almost imagine someone holding your fingertips and then pulling you back up. And on the way back, someone's holding your fingertips and just supporting you, and then coming back up. So just come back to where you're comfortable. Don't worry how far you go. I know some of you are quite happy with here and you'll be coming back quite a long way, which is fine, as long as you feel controlled, pain-free. Work on the movement that you're happy with. So do 3 more and then have a little stretch through the hips. So 1, 2, and 3. Coming back up. Good. So I'm going to hug my right knee, stretch my left leg away. A little bit of rotation through the hip, knee bounce, and then lean into a hamstring stretch. And then change sides. So right leg away, a little bit of rotation, knee bounce, and then gently lean in to a hamstring stretch. Okay, so for those of you who want to progress that one, if not stay at the level you're happy with, we can use a band, but it does need to be quite a strong band, okay? And the band's going to go around your feet. Just need to get it in position. Okay, so we start with the elbows bent. The band needs to be on enough tension. I'll demonstrate the first one. That as you roll backwards, that my elbows are now straight, and I can keep my elbows straight and just use the band to support myself back to the floor. So the band's on quite a lot of tension here. That when I start the roll up, I'm going to lead with my hands, and then the band's just going to give me a little bit of support to come up to the top. So again, no back pain on this one. If your back's, you shouldn't be doing this one if your back's at all dodgy. You should just be working the sitting one and just very small rollbacks, okay? So only do this full version if you're confident and you've got a strong band to use. So rolling backwards, or if you've done it before, obviously. So if you're doing the full roll up, we're breathing to top, at the top, we breathe out on the way down, breathe in to hold, and then breathe out to come back up. So you need quite good strength through your middle for this one. On the way up particularly, so it should be super smooth on the way down. On the way back up, it's about here where, again, if you're really having to fight it back up, you might not be quite ready for that one yet. So just work on where you're comfortable. So smooth on the way up. Almost think about leading through the chest for this one. So on the way up, that someone's pulling you up through your chest and then lifting you back up tall again, okay? So use the band if you want to. Okay, so we're going to do 2 more. So breathe in to prepare, breathe out, breathe in to hold, breathe out to move forward, breathe in to hold, breathe out on the way down, breathe in to hold, breathe out to curl forward, coming up tall. Good. Okay, so knee hug. Let's go for, if you've got a band handy, let's go for a hamstring stretch in this position. So you're going to put right leg forward, my left leg can come out to the side of the sill. I'm just reaching into the gap. And then change sides. And let's just repeat that once more on either side. Okay, change sides for one more time. So here, trying to come up tall, so rather than slouching down too much. Some of your hamstrings are pretty good, better than mine, that's for sure. So you're then leaning your chest forward. Some of us, like me, are just trying to sit up tall and straight on this one. Okay, good. Right. So let's do a little bit of work over kneeling now. So coming over onto your hands and knees. I'm just going to turn my second heater off because it's getting quite toasty in here now. So from here, let's go for some knee hovers. Before we do that, let's maybe just do a cat stretch. So tucking your bum in, wave coming from your tailbone all the way coming up through your spine, coming up through the top of your head, shoulders down away from your ears, breathing in to prepare, breathing in to hold, breathe out, send your tailbone away, coming up through your spine, through your shoulder blades, lifting your head, lifting your breastbone. We're breathing again here, and then breathe out, tailbone scooped underneath, curling up, lifting up through your ribs, through your upper back. And reverse once more, and this time back to the middle position. So from here, you're going to bring your toes back underneath you, you're going to breathe in to prepare, and breathing out to hover the knees, just to hold that position. So trying to keep the spine as straight as possible, shoulders down away from your ears, elbows straight, and then slowly coming back down. Okay, so breathing in to hold, breathe out to hover. You can hold that position either just for a very short time and come back down, or you can start to hold it for a little bit longer. So breathing out to lift, you might breathe in to hold and out to lower. So if you just find that first bit hard, then that's what you need to work on. Shoulders down, get your posture. If you're finding it comfortable, then you're going to hold it for a couple of breaths in and out at the top, really working on the posture. And again, see if you're good at this one, just see if you can do it with your knees just very slightly hovered, because I think that's almost harder than if you bring your knees up a little bit more. You end up taking a bit of weight back through your heels. Whereas if your knees are low, your lower tummy and your core has to work a bit harder. So 2 more, let's just set. Control the ribs, hover. Hold as long as you're happy to. Really work when you're holding there. Check the knees, don't lift. Pelvis neutral. I have to really work on my ribs on this one and work on keeping my shoulders down away from my ears. Okay, last one. And the other thing to work on is checking that your head is back in line with your spine, that the head doesn't drop as we get tired. So breathing in, breathing out. Very good. Give your arms and wrists a shake if you need to. And then from here, feeling that in my triceps, it's quite heavy. So from here we're going to go through thread and needle. So your nose is going to follow the middle finger. Again, here at the bottom, try not to collapse too much. Keep your head back in line with your spine. And then lift up and out. And then come back underneath. So nose following your middle finger. Upper body's certainly feeling warmed up and nicely worked out. Okay, one more. And then change sides. Okay, 2 more. Last one. Okay, good. Okay, give those wrists a shake. So from here, coming back up in standing with the downward dog. So toes back, push the heels away. And then we can soften one knee, straighten, soften the other. And then gently walk your feet in to where you're comfortable today. And then slowly bring yourself into a standing position with a reverse roll up. Well done. So just take a second in standing and just let our body unwind. So I think some of that was it felt a bit challenging today. I'll get your feedback when you're unmuted at the end. So feet hip width apart, breathing in. As you breathe out, just let the shoulders drop down away from the ears, any tension going away from your head and your neck, any tension going away through your fingers. Next out breath, any tension going away through your upper body and your trunk. And then any tension flowing away through your thighs, away through your calves, away through your feet and your toes, through the mat. So leaving the whole body nice and refreshed. Definitely a bit worked out and energized for your week ahead. Thank you very much. So just going to come and stop the recording.